It's time for Be in the Driver's Seat with Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, and mental health expert, Dr. Teresa Moore. A Saturday morning mix of cars, credit, and wellness created just for you.
Brought to you by Joe Lunghammer Chevrolet of Waterford.
Plan your next vehicle purchase or get your credit rolling in the right direction with Regina today. And now, Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, and Dr. Teresa Moore.
Good morning, good morning. Happy Saturday, everyone. You are listening to Be in the Driver's Seat. I am your girl, your main girl, Regina, the Queen of Car Loans. Regina, aka the Queen of Car Loans. Happy Saturday, everyone. Hope everybody had a great Christmas and they're getting ready, what? For the new year, because today, Dr. T, is it New Year's Eve?
Yes, today is New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve.
Everybody, happy Saturday. It's Dr. T. We got a party going on in here, so I'm excited about tonight, but I'm very excited about tomorrow being New Year's Day.
Well, we got to get, you done jumped into New Year's Day, New Year's night. New Year's Eve, right? It's New Year's Eve, right?
Yeah, it's
okay.
New Year's Eve.
All right.
Yeah.
So what you got going on? So let's just tell you what I'm going to be doing.
What you going to be doing?
So tonight, I'll probably go over to Davis's, Brenda Davis, the realtor that moves you. Probably stop by her house, right? She's on the show once a month. And then, actually twice now. She comes on once with the segment with Kathy Washington, right? Yeah. Our financial coach. And then Brenda comes on with our mortgage person, right?
Alan,
yeah.
Garbasic with
Yes.
Stockton Mortgage, yeah.
Yeah, so she's on twice a month with us, so super excited about that. I'm going to stop by her house. And it's the great thing about us, Dr. T, is that when we have people on the show and they're part of our show every month, they become family,
Yeah, they
right?
do, yeah.
Family.
Absolutely.
It's all about family. And then I'm going to end the night. I'm going over the Green, Deborah and Derek Green.
Hey,
So
shout out to the Greens.
Shout out to the Greens. But you know what? Shout out to Deborah Green's dad.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Man, I love this guy. You know why?
Why?
It's because, I met him a couple of times, right? Mm-hmm. And then he said you're going to kill me here because I got to look up his name. Wow. But I want to give a shout out to him. I think his name is Richard. But I want to give a shout out to him because having a conversation with Deborah last week, and Deborah was like, she called her dad and was like, Dad, what you doing? Because he wasn't listening to her, right? And he was like, I'm listening to my show. I listen to this show every week. His name is Richard Moore. So shout out to Daddy Richard Moore this week.
Oh, wait. Did you say Moore? The last name Moore? Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out, Mr. Moore.
I had to look up the name, because I look when I meet my good friends that become family, I just call them Dad, right? Yeah. I don't remember names, but shout out to Richard Moore. Shout out to you. So thank you for listening every week, and I appreciate you. But what he said is that I'm listening to my show every week. This is what I listen to with the Queen, and Deborah was like, Regina. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, Regina, a.k.a. the Queen of Car Loans. So again, shout out to Richard Moore. Richard Moore, I love you. I love your daughter. I love your son-in-law. They mean the world to me. But I'm hanging out at the Greens.
Well, that's what's up. I'm excited.
Yes.
But you already know what I'm doing. I'm bringing in New Year's Eve and New Year's Day at church. So we are partnering with another church, and that's what I'll be doing. I'll be hanging with the saints.
Hanging with the saints.
Yeah.
Well, just pray for me. Pray for me when you...
Absolutely. I'm definitely going to pray for you. I pray for you every day.
I'm super excited that you do that.
I'm so glad that you highlighted Mr. Moore because we want all our listeners. We got listeners all over the world, y'all listening. And so we're thankful for that. So thank you.
Well, you have people in what state are they? Alabama?
We got Huntsville, Alabama. We got Las Vegas. We have South Carolina, North Carolina, South Columbia. So it's people all over Atlanta. So we thank you so much for jumping on. Be in the driver's seat. We excited, y'all.
So you're going to say, how do you listen? Because we're a local station. We're Detroit Praise station, right?
Yeah.
But you can go to, if you want to listen every Saturday morning from 8:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m., you can go to your app store on your phone and you can download the Detroit Praise Network app, right?
Yeah.
And if you miss it, guess what else you can do?
Yeah.
What else can you do?
You can go to our website, www.beinthedriverseat.com. You can go there, and you also can go to our YouTube channel, Be in the Driver's Seat.
And it usually goes up maybe 2 or 3 hours after we're off the air. But anyway, sometime during that day, and you can listen to our program, listen to our past programs, right?
Yep. All available.
But today, today is a special day in being the driver's seat world. We already spoiled her. Wait, you know what? She is already spoiled. Now, Tanoa, what's Tanoa's new last name?
Flagger. Yeah.
Okay.
Flagger.
Tanoa.
Yeah.
Tanoa who?
Flagger.
Okay, right. But that's
Flagler.
Okay.
I said glur. Y'all didn't hear it.
Okay, right.
Flagler.
So, but it was last name was Stevenson, though, right?
Yeah,
it was. So Tanoa
yeah.
Stevenson Flagger, right? Shout out to her. But we done already started spoiling this young lady, right? Mackenzie Ford. What did we get her?
So today we got her some fire cocoa bombs that was made by Delicious Sweets Bake Shop. Whoop whoop! Shout out. She is on the first segment of the month
With the millennials?
With the millennials.
Yes. They gonna correct us on that. But is it millennials or millennial?
Yeah,
What is
millennials.
Millennial. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Well, we got another millennial in the building, so we keep getting corrected, right?
So I was gonna say, when y'all talk, y'all just gotta make sure y'all share that mic and talk into that mic. But listen, so we got a was it cocoa bomb? What we got?
The cocoa bombs. So they are homemade cocoa bombs. You put it in hot milk and it explodes and make a great cup of hot chocolate. And she made them. Delicious Sweets Bake Shop. Yeah.
So shout out to Delicious Sweets. Shout out. She's from Pontiac, born and raised, and her mother is Dr. Teresa Moore. That's her baby girl.
Again.
That's her baby girl.
That's it.
Moores are in the house.
Yeah, they are. So I'm so excited. Yeah, so we have spoiled Mackenzie Lee Ford. I got to put that Lee in there, right?
Right. But we also gave her a Be in the Driver's Seat jacket. How did she get it? How did she get a jacket already?
Listen.
How did she get a jacket already?
Listen, all I know is that she was just favor.
Is that what it is? Favor.
Yeah, favor. Yeah.
No,
favor.
Well, you know what? Today is a special day for us because we chose Mackenzie Lee Ford to join us once a month as a co-host, right?
Yes.
I watched this little girl over the years, and watching her, I would always say, is she grown? How old is she? Because the things that Mackenzie said on Facebook and just that came out her mouth, not just her words that she typed in, but came out her mouth, I was like, she's talking like she my age, because most people my age or in their 50s or in their 40s or in their 30s doesn't think like she does, right?
Yeah. Shout out to her parents though, because I'm telling you, Mackenzie has, from a child, she has been a avid thinker. She has been just mature. I've watched her. Yeah, I remember.
You remember?
I remember.
But I heard you say that you were there when she was born.
I was,
right?
Not only was I there when she was born, I was there when they learned that she was even in her mama's stomach. So,
okay.
All
right, well, I'm glad you cleaned that up because I was thinking like, okay, now you learned when she was in her. Okay. All right. Okay. Detroit Praise Network. So, station, let me just keep it right there.
Oh, Lord, everybody.
So, yes, today is Mackenzie Lee Ford, first day on the show, being a co-host.
Yeah.
Shout
out, Mackenzie.
Welcome.
Thank you guys for having me. I'm so excited and happy about this opportunity.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We are very glad to have you. So give us a little bit of your background real quick in like 1 minute.
Okay, well, like they said, my name is Mackenzie Lee Ford. My parents are Sonora and Norman Ford. I am a 2020 graduate of Lake Orion High School.
They didn't ask you for no bio. Didn't ask you for a bio.
Yeah, give it to her.
You said who I am, my background.
Go ahead. I'm kidding.
I am a certified lash tech. I am 20 years old. What else is there about me? To know me is to love me, I would say,
I'm so excited, Mackenzie, 20-year-old lash artist. Come on here.
Yes.
That's amazing. Tell us where you work at, Mackenzie.
So I am located at 318 South Blvd West at Eyez on You 2, lower level.
Shout out to Eyez on You. So, Mackenzie, let's just talk. So, who do you have in the studio today?
I have sitting next to me Miss Shanina Meeks, the owner of Enjoy Fashion.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Yes. So, Mrs. Meeks, we're so glad that you're on the show this morning. So, Mackenzie, you ready to get started?
Yes, let's get it started.
Okay, let's go. So, Miss Meeks, Mackenzie is going to start off asking you some stuff about you.
So first, I just want to ask you who you are and where you from and where did you get started?
Okay, so I am Shanina Meeks. I am a born and raised in Pontiac, Michigan, so a Pontiac native. I am, first of all, let me just say this. I'll be 40 years old on January 4th, so I'm super, super excited about my birthday.
Well, wait a minute. Happy early birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, Lord.
Happy birthday to you.
So let me just put a plug. If there's anybody out there looking for some talent, Regina really is ready to go on the road.
She ready. She been singing this whole time.
I'm going on tour with Janet Jackson. You know, Janet, I talked to Janet last night. I talked to her agent last week. And then Janet called me last night. She said, hey, Queen. I said, hey, Janet. She said, you want to dance or you want to sing? I said, you don't want me to dance. You want me to sing.
Okay.
So she said, Queen, you can sing. And I said, you want me to sing Control with you? She said, no, I'm going to turn the microphone on. I'm going to let you be near the microphone, but I'm not going to turn it on. I said, Janet.
Listen.
She said, I love you, Queen, but we don't want your voice. But you can look like you can lip sync. I said, Janet, aren't you good at that? She said, yes, I'm going to teach you how.
Listen, so now that we've had that station break by the Queen, let's go for it. Let's go for it.
Okay, let's move on. Okay, but anyway, shout out to all the Capricorns out there. It's Cap season, so shout out to you guys. But anyway, back to me. I again Pontiac native. I'm a mom. My son's name is Jonas, and I think Kenzie, you met him. He's the sweetest kid out there. He's such a sweetheart. And so, how did I get started? I have a very, very close friend who encouraged me to start my journey in fashion because I just love clothes and putting on different things, putting different things together, trying different things when it comes to fashion. And so this calendar that my very first project has been on my heart for a very long time. And so, I just needed that push. And so I had somebody in my life who was like, you got to get out there and you got to do it. And so I just made that leap. And so here we are. I have started my business and just ready for the journey. It's brand new, just starting. So I'm excited to see what's going to come from it.
So can you tell our listeners what the name of your business is and about this calendar? I'm sitting here looking at this beautiful calendar, and I just want you to tell the listeners about your calendar and your project with it.
For sure. So the name of my business is Enjoy Fashion, and that's lowercase en, capital JOI, fashion. Kenzie's repping my shirt here. Thank you, girl. But so the name, where that comes from is my middle name is actually Joy, spelled with an I. And so a good play on words, I think, Enjoy Fashion. So that's the name of the business. So my calendar. The calendar was, I took 10 amazing guys, and the whole idea was for me to style them all while highlighting their business, because they're all business owners. And so the whole idea was to highlight some of our Black male business owners, all while they looking good, styled in, clothes that I put them in. And so if you open up the calendar, you'll see me in January, where I'm doing my thank you to all that were involved.
So let's stop on January real quick because I just got a text from Joe Longhammer Chevrolet, the owner, and he wants us to take a quick break, and we're coming back and going to talk about this calendar because I'm looking at January. You're January. I'm looking at February. Come through, Kano. Come through, Kano. Come through. And the great thing about this calendar is what? Is that I don't know. I don't know.
There's a lot of great things about this.
Okay, we're going to take that quick break.
Hi, I'm Dave Wilkie, Service Manager at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet. Since the 1950s, Joe Longhammer and his family have been honored to service your vehicles. With 112 years of combined service experience, we can take care of any concern you might have. From warranty work to routine oil changes, we treat your vehicle like our own. Call now to schedule a next service appointment at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet. Stop by anytime, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Get your vehicle serviced right every time. Call 248-683-7100. That's 248-683-7100.
Chevrolet. Find new roads.
Are you sinking farther and further in debt? Tired of living paycheck to paycheck? Facing garnishment, repossession, or foreclosure? Thinking of filing bankruptcy but still have questions? Call Lewis Law at 248-785-3780. Attorney Lewis has over 20 years of experience handling Chapter 7 and 13 bankruptcies. The bankruptcy code is complicated, and you need an experienced attorney to guide you through the process. We can take care of your bankruptcy and probate needs. Call Lewis and Law, 248-785-3780. We are a debt relief agency. We can help people file for bankruptcy under U.S. Bankruptcy Code. Paid non-attorney spokesperson.
You are back to listening to Be in the Driver's Seat, where we have Shanina Meeks on. And so, Shanina, when we left off, you were talking about your new project, which is the calendar. So go ahead.
Yes, so the calendar is entitled The Prestigious Men of 2023. And so you'll find 10 amazing men, all mostly from Pontiac, and then a couple from Detroit. And so again, what I did was I took these guys and I styled them, and I was very particular about, first of all, who they were, what they wore, and where we took their pictures. And
How did you pick the men, though?
Oh man, I have a lot of good friends. I'll have to say I have a lot of good friends who are all business owners, and so I just took a lot of guys that I knew who owned businesses and who I felt were worthy, of benefiting from such an amazing project. And they were all so humbled and so thankful and grateful for being a part of the project. And so yeah, I got a lot of good guys in this calendar. You definitely don't want to miss out.
So yeah, I'm looking at the calendar.
She said worthy. She said worthy.
She did say worthy, right?
You have to be worthy.
She said worthy.
To be, because I look at the word. It took me a minute to figure out what to entitle it, and I looked at the word prestigious. And if you, it's such a high quality word to me, and I wanted the men in the calendar to be fitting.
That's good.
Oh,
I really like the fact that you thanked God first.
Absolutely.
And you thank God for vision, and you recognize without him, this world wouldn't exist.
For sure.
So God is the one who gave you this God idea. And now that you see the manifestation of this God idea, how does that feel?
It feels amazing because honestly, it's been something that's been on my heart for a very, very long time. And I talked myself out of it for so long. And again, just having the right people around you, having the right circle, and having good friends just being able to say to you, you know what, you got to just get out there and do it. Don't let fear stop you. And so, just grateful to God again, for giving me that vision and showing me what he wanted me to do with it, because I didn't want to just be the one benefiting from this. I wanted other people to be, for it to benefit the guys and, other people as well. So I'm grateful to him for allowing me, to start this journey.
Okay, Shania, so with this journey, just tell the listeners, where do you see your business going in the next year or so?
Ooh, I have so many.
great question. Great question.
So many wants and so many ideas. I'm hoping to, and I'm going to speak it into existence. I'm going to say what's going to happen for me. In the first quarter of this year, I'm hoping to start my website. And so what I want to do with my website is not only make sure every month that I am featuring the guys that did play a role in this calendar, because obviously it's an idea that I want to keep going, and it's something that's going to be geared toward the men always, because I can do so many different things with women. So I'm just going to make sure that I keep the calendar for the guys. Another thing that I want to make sure that I do is one of my biggest projects is I want to highlight local boutiques. I love boutique shopping.
So my question is, how do you dress your men? You know, where did that come? Because look, I mean, can I see the calendar? I just you know, Dr. T is married, so you know she's very price selective with her words.
I dress my man, so I kind of understand.
See, that's what I love about Dr. T, because she always be like, Gina, shut up. I dress my man, so whatever. And Mr. Fred Moore looks doggone good every time he steps out that house. Even when they got their little matching pajamas for Christmas, right? Dressed down to the T. Dressed down to the T. You know what? Them pajamas on all of them came through. So all right. So I just want to look at the pages. Kano hat.
Listen. So I have to say, Kano hat. When I was putting this together, I was like, okay, I gotta have Kano, and he's gotta be the month of February, because Kano is just. You know, I wanted them to stay true to their personality while also stepping outside of the box. But Kano is just, you know, the suave. He just was like, it's got to be Valentine's Day, Mr. Kano. Mr. Lover got to be, you know, Kano. So that's why I put Kano in the month of February. And he killed it. So thank you. Shout out to Kano.
Well, look at, I mean, it's so many wonderful people in there. I mean, I'm
what
looking
about
at
Richard Anthony?
Richard
Can we talk
Anthony.
about everyone? So can we talk? I know we got 11 more months to go.
Yeah,
we got 10 now. Can we just talk about everyone?
Shout out to our brother Richard Anthony.
Come
Shout
through,
out
Richard.
to Richard. Richard is an amazing, amazing guy. He actually is a Detroit police officer, but he's also a photographer. And so I wanted to I wanted to more so highlight his photography business.
He's a good guy.
Yeah,
shoes matching. You did all that?
Well, I did all that. Yeah.
I was about to
Richard,
say, Richard actually he's your guy, but I don't want to be.
No,
okay.
No, none of them. Let me set the.
None of them yours.
None of them are mine.
I don't
None
want to
of
be
them
lusting over nobody's man, your man. And then if any, shout out to their girlfriends, okay?
Absolutely.
I'm just looking at the pictures, okay? The queen is not hating on y'all because I don't know about y'all. I'm just looking over the pictures. That's what he's supposed to do.
She don't want no smoke.
No smoke. Listen, they are all just really, really good friends of mine, and I'm so appreciative to them for taking out the time. But yes, so Richard is, again, he's a photographer, and he was the hardest one to dress because he's also this big fashion person in his world. So he had a hard time relinquishing all powers over to me, but he finally gave in.
So who's April?
April is?
April is Rashid Avant. And so I actually work with Rashid at my normal job, which is the Weston Book Cadillac. I work for Marriott. I've been there almost 20 years in February.
Oh, you been 20 years at Marriott?
Almost 20
Oh, girl, you should never tell anybody. You should not tell us that. You know why? Because we shop at we not shop. We stay at the Marriott.
Of course.
And so we'll be begging now. We'll be begging now. Are we gonna be begging now? Yes. Because
that's fine.
You already in the family then.
So Rashid owns a security business. So he was the month of April.
All right.
And the month of May, DJ Black Fonzie.
Shout out to Fonzie.
That's DJ Monk, who
I had
to have a DJ, and of course I had to have one of Pontiac's most prominent DJs. So thank you, Monk, for being a part of the journey.
And June is who is June?
The month of June is PJ the Barber. Of course, you got to highlight a barber. And PJ's so humble. He's doing so many things. He's also writing a book. So shout out to PJ for being the month of June.
And can you tell us who July is?
Oh my gosh, yes. So July is David Smith, known as David T.P. Smith, and he is the owner of Cloud Life, which is a clothing line, and he is from Pontiac. And I'm so excited about this young man because he has such a story behind him, and he just has definitely turned his life into something so positive. So I'm so happy for him.
Can you tell us what Cloud Life is? Because Cloud Life can mean a whole lot
Cloud
of
Life
things.
could mean a whole lot of things.
What Cloud Life? Wait a minute. Hold on. Dr. T, am I missing something? Help me.
What we say Kenzie was? Gen X? That's that Gen X talk.
No, you said Gen X because I couldn't even remember Gen X. So, I mean, what?
So Cloud Life, David's definition, and I'm very proud of him for this. His definition of Cloud Life is, okay, so different meanings. Some people could think it means, recreational
drugs.
use. But for David, his his definition of cloud life is being on a natural high. And so I support that. I stand behind that. I love that so much. And his clothes are so dope. And so I actually own a few pieces as well. And just love repping for him because he's on his way.
Okay. I'm looking at August, and I think his name is C.W. Cornelius Walker. It's yellow. Come through, yellow.
Come through in the canary yellow. Okay.
So wait a minute, let me just dip in. If you're from the hood and you grew up, his nickname is Corn. Okay.
Okay.
I know
That's
Corn.
the back
I
of
know
the
that
day
name.
Corn.
Thank you for taking me. Thank you for taking me there, Dr. T.
Yes.
Well, listen, and the way I dressed him, you have to address him in this yellow as Cornelius.
He looking
because that's
nice
the way he
too,
looking.
y'all.
That's the way he
Shout
looking.
out
So
to
he's
my
the month
brother
of- He's
Corn.
the month of August, and I put him in nice bright colors because, again, we tend to think that if you have darker skin, you can't wear brighter colors, and that's absolutely not true. And he is killing that yellow. And Cornelius owns his own construction company, so shout out CW.
Okay, September. Can you tell us who September is?
Absolutely. So September is Dominic McKinley. And he is one of the most gentle, sweetest guys. He's a great friend of mine. He is a personal trainer. And he has also another amazing story behind him as well. And he has just turned his life around and is doing some amazing things. But he's personal training and going on with health. And so, yeah, he's looking good as Mr. September.
Okay. So we got Mr. October. Who is Mr. October?
Mr. October is Damar Bias.
Ooh, Damar.
Yes.
So,
you know, if
whoa, come through. That's my guy.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's my guy.
Yeah.
That's my
Absolutely.
brother. I mean,
Yeah.
that's yeah. So
Yeah.
Kano and Damar. That's only two I
Right?
really know.
It's like, you know, they're definitely two guys. If you are from Pontiac, you definitely know who they are. Damar is everybody's guy. He's such an amazing person. And he owns or runs a lot of different businesses while I do believe still working a regular job.
Yeah, he's a
so
water guy.
he definitely is just a mover and a shaker. And so just for him taking his time out and working with me on this calendar, I was very, very appreciative. So shout out Damar. Thank you. And he still, by the way, I have to say, he still is pushing and motivating me and sending me different ideas. So I really am grateful for him and his friendship.
Yes, and he has his unbiased opinion.
Absolutely, his
Facebook.
unbiased opinion, which
Yeah.
I don't always agree with. So we might go back and forth sometimes, but you know, it's all love.
Yes. So shout out to November. Who do we have for November?
So Mr. November, this is Joseph Polk, and you can find Polk's an actor. And you can find him in a lot of great movies. Please follow him on social media. I believe it's under Mr. Godsent. And so Polk's funny. He is like a comedian as well. But you can see him in a lot of great movies like Broken Covenant with Martell Taylor. Also, Martell.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Shout out to Taylor One
Yeah,
Film.
shout out to
He
Taylor
was
One
in Broken. He's
in Broken Covenant.
What did he play?
He played the friend of one of the main characters.
Okay.
And then he's also going to be in A Split Second, which is Martell's newest one coming out, which I'm super excited for. So yeah,
There's a couple movies out too. I was looking just the other day. I'm
Son
not
of a
sure if it's-
Preacher.
Yeah, Son of a Preacher. Yep.
A lot of them on Tubi.
Yep.
Catch
Tubi.
them on
That's
Tubi. Yep.
yep. Tubi. And finally,
Finally, December is a collaboration of all of the guys. And I have to give a shout out to, again, to Damar and DJ Monk, because when my editor was putting these together, he forgot to add them in December, and I didn't catch it. So shout out to those guys. But, it's all the guys. And so, those are the 10 men you'll find in this calendar, looking amazing, and with their bios. The bios are very, very important. Probably the biggest piece for me, aside from, of course, the fashion part, because I want everybody to know what these men are up to.
yeah, that's good. So I'm excited because when I was talking to you, you shared that doing this project, you really wanted, like you said, to highlight these men, and you wanted to show the world
Absolutely.
that we had some positive African American men
Definitely.
that are moving and shaking. So not only did you do this calendar, but you are a virtual personal stylist.
Yes, and so that's been a lot of fun. And I think it's something new and different. And so getting people into it and getting them used to it, just making sure that they are staying true to who they are through fashion, but also, doing something a little different. I believe when you look good, you feel good. And so that's the kind of confidence I want people to have when they walk out the door.
And I believe that's your motto, right? When you look good, you feel good.
When you look good, you feel good. That's my motto.
So how does fashion make you feel, like when you dress yourself and people?
Honestly, I work in the corporate world. And so just when I get up and get dressed every day, just making sure that I'm exuding who I am as a person while being fashionable at the same time. And when I walk out the door, I want to be walking out with extreme confidence. And I feel like that starts on the inside and comes out on the outside. So what you wear and how you wear it is super important.
That is awesome. So listen, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back after this station identification break.
Regina, the Queen of Caroline's here with Joe Longhammer Chevrolet. If you're looking to get into a new or used vehicle with affordable rates, I can get you financed today. My lenders are making unheard of deals where others are simply cannot. This month, ladies, I'm hooking you up with hair and makeup from Glamorous Rebel Hair and Beauty in Sterling Heights for the first 10 people who buy a new or used car from me. You'll be riding in style with the Queen, Regina the Queen of Car Loans. Just Google Regina the Queen of Car Loans.
Chevrolet, find new roads.
My name is Marilyn Walker, and I am your advocate attorney. For over 25 years, I've helped your friends and neighbors by providing solid legal advice and strategy during difficult times. My clients will tell you that I am experienced, knowledgeable, caring, and reasonable. If divorce, custody, support, or visitation are critical issues facing you, stop worrying and call me, Marilyn Walker, the advocate attorney, at 248-332-2227. Allow a skillful lawyer to advocate for you.
You are back to listening to Be in the Driver's Seat, where we have Shanina Meeks. Now, Shanina, when we went to break, you were talking about expressing confidence and positivity through fashion. So finish your thoughts on that.
So yeah, that's very, very important to me, especially again, because I do work in the corporate world, and especially just in the world of us women and young girls and young women coming up. I just remember my mom teaching me how to wear things properly and how to purchase the proper size and undergarments, what you should wear. And so that is something that I'm also hoping to get into soon here in the future. Chatting with little girls, young women coming up and showing them, what's proper, what's improper, what they should wear, and what they, what's improper, and just teaching women how to dress when it comes to things like church, job interviews, and then even social life, because I think it's important that we represent ourselves in a more positive light. And so, just self-confidence, self-love. And I think when you feel like you're looking good, that pushes your confidence 10 times more. So that's my hope.
Yes, we love to hear self-confidence and self-love. So can you just tell our listeners how they can reach you and where they can reach you at?
For sure. Right now, I'm all social media based. So if you want to get in touch with me for personal styling, if you're looking for me to help you with any fashion projects, if you want a calendar, if you want a shirt, whatever it is you might need from me, catch me on social media. Instagram is enjoy, ENJOI_fashion. And you can find me on Facebook under Shanina Meeks.
That is amazing. So, Shanina, do you have a phone number that you share with your, potential partners?
Absolutely. My phone number is 586-441-1836. And look for my website to be coming soon, this first quarter of the year.
Can you repeat your number one more time?
Absolutely. 586-441-1836.
Okay, so you guys heard it here. Shanina Meeks.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Yes. Shout out Mackenzie. You had an awesome guest.
Shout out to Mackenzie, because Mackenzie.
Thank you, girl.
We just want to say this. So this was our Mackenzie's first guest, and is Meeks. I'm calling her Meeks.
Shanina? Everybody does. That's what I end up being called.
Right. Okay. So this was Mackenzie's first co-host show ever. right? 20 years old. Shout out to you, right? We are gonna mold you. You're gonna be so huge. I mean, this right here, what we're starting with you is people are gonna want to do interns with us because of what we're doing for you.
And I speak that in the name of Jesus.
Oh, well, amen. So it's your first show, and then your first guest, first show, first guest, but also it's Meeks' first calendar. So you guys gotta remember that. First show, Meeks' first calendar.
Absolutely.
So Eminem, Mackenzie, Meeks, Mackenzie, and Meeks. Mackenzie's first show, Meeks' first calendar.
I love
shout out to y'all.
Kenzie is, one of the sweetest girls ever. And so, I definitely appreciate you having me on as your first guest. This is a memorable moment for the both of us, right?
Yeah. And I'm rocking my Enjoy Fashion
Yes,
shirt
indeed,
too.
and wearing it well. Gone, girl.
I'm just trying to understand why we don't have an Enjoy Fashion shirt.
I got plenty of them in the car. So I told you, after the show, we going to go out to the car. We going to get calendars and shirts.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. So listen,
so it's calendars and shirts. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Shout out to Maya Ford. Maya Ford is the young lady who puts my shirts together. And then I also have to just give one last shout out to my editor, Rod Edison, who has put this calendar. He took my vision and made it exactly what I needed it to be. So thank you, Roddy.
Congratulations again.
Well, shout out to everybody that you gave your shout outs to. And it's always good to take advantage when you're on a platform to be able to shout out the people out. All right? Yeah. So what we got going on next, Dr. T and Mackenzie Leigh Ford?
Oh, Lord. So it is New Year's Eve. So what we going to talk about? What we talking about, Queen? I know you got some car tips over there.
I have some car tips. So, I hope you have your pen and your paper ready. So a lot of times customers come in and they can't qualify to get an auto loan by themselves. Mm-hmm. And, they have to what? They get a cosigner. Yeah. So the one thing I always say is if I can't get you done in your car, I'm going to say, okay, do you have a mother? Do you have a father? Where's your sister? Where's your brother? Where's your cousin? Where's your aunt? Where's your uncle? Where is whoever, right? I'm asking because, I'm supposed to think for you. When you come and sit in my seat at the dealership or you call me, we having a conversation, I'm supposed to help you think. You're a therapist, right, Dr. T? By trade, that's what you do?
Yeah.
Right. So I'm a therapist. So I'm helping you solve your problems, getting you into a vehicle. I'm listening to your problems, right? And then I'm giving you a solution.
The car therapist.
The car therapist, right? But my name is Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, but I like that, the car therapist. I don't want to give myself another name, but I like that, the car therapist. So realizing that you need a cosigner on your loan, and people, I had this guy that got referred to me, and he said, Regina, I want to get this cosigner, but I want him off in 2 months, or I want him off in 3 months. And I said, well, the way your credit is right now, this is why you needed this cosigner. So you're not going to always be able to get that person off in 2 or 3 months. So one of the ways how you get a person off the loan is that you refinance that loan. But if your credit is already bruised, and most people say bad, but I try to use the word bruised because in my videos, I say bad, sometimes I say bruised, but sometimes people are not always able to refinance in that 2 or 3 months. You might have to keep that car for that year or that 2 years. Why? Because the bank wants to see you make payments on time. They want to see you, they're repetitious of making those payments on time. A guy got mad at me because I told him, I said, I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm just tell you the truth. He said, excuse me? I said, you heard me. I'm telling you that you get this car and you got this cosigner, you're not going to be able to refinance in 2 months. I said, because your credit's not going to be there in 2 months. Unless you get a wad of cash and you go into this credit union and you have 70% or 80% down. And then they might do it. And then again, they might not. But know this, when you go into that credit union, I am a big fan of credit unions. Now, I belong to banks and I belong to credit unions, right? But I'm a big fan of credit unions because credit unions are for the people, by the people. They help you when you get in those certain situations. So if you're in that, have that 450, that 500 credit score, they might say, what happened? Or they're going to look at your credit before you had this situation. And what are you doing now? So, Dr. T, do you have any words on that?
I love credit unions too. I like credit unions because credit unions are more lenient than some of the big banks. So yeah, I prefer where I bank at though. I feel like if you've been a long-term person at an establishment, that there should be some perks to being, a member. And one of the things is with a credit union, you get that. But in terms of purchasing a vehicle, a lot of times there's so many negative connotations with getting a cosigner because of bad or bruised credit. People feel like I'm not going to cosign for you because if you need me to cosign now, there must have been something that caused you to have bad credit. And so people don't have a lot of faith. But there is a second chance sometimes. Sometimes you mess up, but when someone cosigns for you, that's a second chance to get your credit in order. And so I remember my uncle had to co-sign for Sierra. They went behind my back to get a car. They went behind my back.
Well, you kind of did your neck a little bit when you did. When you put your hair out, they went behind my back.
They went behind my back to get a car.
How did that make you feel, though?
Well, I wanted Sierra to have a used vehicle and then get a new car. But all of Sierra's life, she'd been busting out new cars. I mean, she'd had new cars since, her first car was a used car because we got it. But then her second car was a brand new car, and she's been driving brand new cars since then. But I wanted her to understand the value of a vehicle. And so I wanted her to work her way up to a new car. But she and her granny plotted behind my back, and they, went to my uncle, and she got a new car.
But you know what? You want to share? You have something to say, Mackenzie. You have something to say? Then watch out, because your mom and your dad listening.
I mean, yeah, because I can relate. I was driving a used car that somebody gave me for like 2 or 3 years now. Now
you were driving a hand-me-down?
Car. I was driving an HHR, and I love my orange. I call her Orange Crush. I love my orange car. I kind of miss her from time to time, but I love my new car from the Queen of Car Loan stuff.
Okay,
shout out to the Queen. She know what to do.
So do you still have your original car though, your Orange Crush?
Yes, I still have my Orange Crush. Actually, it's my mom's car. So she drives it now. Yeah.
Okay.
Come through.
Okay. Well, shout out to Mom, Mr. Noah Ford,
I like that,
Stevenson, or what?
Stevens Flagler.
Okay, I'm sorry. So anyway, shout out to her, because you know what? Your mom really loves you. So we didn't give her so many shout outs anymore. She got to start paying me. So I'm about to give her a text right now. I need some money.
Don't hate on my friend. She gave me this bag right here too.
And it came from my job.
Come through.
So yes, Regina. So I thank you for that tip. Just a reminder of credit unions and even banks, but more importantly, just we all have situations sometimes that we fall into, and we may need a co-signer. But my only thing is, if you're going to co-sign or have someone co-sign for you, that you make good on those payments.
And then if you're having problems, I see a lot of times this, a customer gets a car from me, and basically I've talked to co-signer and the person that co-signing, right? Just trying to help them out. And then I find out a year later, or maybe 2 years later, this has happened so many times that, they go bad on the loan, and they don't even tell the person.
Yeah.
You let the person know that actually co-signed for you that maybe you can't make the payment that month. Maybe they can make it for you. Because remember, it's going to affect their credit too. Absolutely. I had a situation where a customer called me where the dad got a car, her ex-husband got a car for their son, and it was just in his name. And then he went to go get a Jaguar. Put down payment on the Jaguar. But guess what? The son was 3 months behind on the car, and he didn't even know. And people are gonna say, well, they didn't. Should they reach out to the second person? Not all the time they're gonna do that. Not all the time they're gonna do that, especially in today's market. They not gonna do that. They'll repo the car and then sell it and make money, and then want their money from you.
Well, the reason why I said that is because a lot of bad relationships can result from that.
Yes.
And I brought that up because me and my uncle had a fallout for a few years because this brand new car that Sierra was driving, she got in a head-on accident.
Oh, wow.
So guess who the creditors were going after? My uncle. And so my uncle felt like that Sierra's parents needed to pay off the loan, which we did. But after we paid it off, there was a lot of silence in the relationship.
So in other words, you're saying when you do co-sign for someone, if you choose to, you need to make sure that you have conversation. Because when I'm put in a situation when I end up talking the parent into it, maybe not necessarily they want to, but then I'm pushing them there, right? But then if you can't make that payment, you need to let that person know.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about credit, we're talking about relationships, and honestly, sometimes people think relationships are more. No, credit is sometimes more than what you think. Credit is maybe first before that relationship. Am I right?
Oh yeah,
because they got to be able to go buy what they want to buy.
Especially
right?
if that stops you from getting your house, if it stops you from getting the things that you need, it's a problem. It's a problem. So yeah, absolutely.
So in other words, just make a good decision when you're, if you ask somebody to co-sign for you, or if anything that you do, and you ask somebody to help you out, make good on it.
Yeah.
Things happen where you can't make good on it, but make good on it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't make good on it, then how are you going to do for the next person that may need that same person?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I always think that way. Don't be greedy. Be smart.
And be humble.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's coming from the Gen X. She's Gen X, right? Gen X, 20-year-olds are Gen X, right? Well, it's not my fault. Y'all got this Gen X, what is it called?
Millennial.
Millennium. You know what? I'm not even going to ask what we are. Okay. What are we?
You a baby boomer.
Dr. T, what the? You know what? We're gonna take a quick break on that. But if you guys want to, what we got coming up? Let's talk about this before we take a quick break. So in January, if you want your biz, you could win a segment on our show.
Yes. You can win a segment on our show. So you can enter to win. You can go right to our website.
After January.
After January.
After the 4th of January.
After January 4th. You can go to www.beinthedriverseat and enter to win to be on the show. So you'll get an opportunity to be on the show with us promoting your business. So we're excited for that. So you'll be able to enter to win on January 4th. And guess what else, everybody? In January, we are giving away 2 Piston tickets. 2 Piston tickets for January 11th show. So be on the lookout. We'll be live on Facebook, on our social media platforms, and we'll also come back on the show and announce the winner.
But so we're doing that, actually. We're not doing that on Be in the Driver's Seat page. So Be in the Driver's Seat page on Facebook. Please go like and follow there on Be in the Driver's Seat Facebook page, and go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to Be in the Driver's Seat. And then we also have an Instagram page, Be in the Driver's Seat. But we are going to be live on your Facebook page, right?
Yes.
So
we're going to go live on Dr. T.
So Dr. Teresa Moore, spell that for me real quick before we go to break.
Dr.TeresaMoore. So Dr. Teresa Moore on Facebook.
Have we decided when we're going to go live and give them away? We're supposed to do it Monday. We're supposed to do it Tuesday. So forgive us. We'll be right back after we take this quick break. Joe Longhammer just texted Regina, take a break. Let me hear my commercials. Okay.
Hi, I'm Dave Wilkie, Service Manager at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet. Since the 1950s, Joe Longhammer and his family have been honored to service your vehicles. With 112 years of combined service experience, we can take care of any concern you might have. From warranty work to routine oil changes, we treat your vehicle like our own. Call now to schedule the next service appointment at Joe Longhammer Chevrolet. Stop by anytime, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Get your vehicle serviced right every time. Call 248-683-7100. That's 248-683-7100.
Chevrolet. Find new roads.
Looking to buy or sell your home? Whether you're relocating to Michigan from another state or another country, moving across town, upgrading, or downsizing, Brenda D. Davis from Century 21 Town and Country Real Estate is your locally known home purchase expert. Buying or selling your home is a complex process. Let Brenda simplify it every step of the way. Brenda D. Davis, the realtor that moves you. Call 248-909-9711 and get moving on your new home purchase or sale today. That's 248-909-9711. Call now.
We are back to listening to Be in the Driver's Seat, and I'm so excited about this portion. So when we went to break, we were talking about some car tips, and now we're going to talk about preparation for the new year. So I know many people all over the world are gearing up to set a New Year's resolution, some of the things that they want to do at the beginning of the year. But I don't really do resolutions. What I do is called map planning, life planning. So some of the things that I'm preparing to do is to do a life map. And I usually do that at the beginning of the year. And a life map is where you kind of take a big board. It's not really a vision board. And you kind of put, like I put quarters. So I'll do January to March, and then I'll do April to June, and then I'll do July to like September, and then October to the end of the year. And I begin to put some things on this map, to things that I want to see manifested. So that's some of the things that I'm going to, that's one of the things that I'm going to do on Sunday, actually on January 1st. So what do you guys got going on?
I'm kind of the same. I don't really do resolutions either, but I do. My son and I, for the very first time last year, we sat and we did kind of the same thing, a vision board. Okay. And one of the things on his board was to bring his math grade up from a C to an A. And he accomplished that by looking at it every day. It was in his face every day. And so that kind of taught me, if you write things down and you plan for them, plan it out. Write it out, look at it every day, and follow your steps. And I think that's super important. And I think, you got to remember everything needs to be done in prayer. And then going to the new year, one of my things that I definitely want to stay true to is my, continuing building my relationship with God, of course. And just self, just now, doing something for self. I think we forget that, especially as women. We are so involved with everybody else's needs and wants and our jobs and our kids. But I'm focusing on me this year. That's my thing for the new year.
That is so funny. So let me say this, y'all. So for all of my clients that I saw last week, I had them quote some things, and it's called 2023 is the year of me. And so I started that with my client. 2023 is the year of me. And I broke down what that, is. So a lot of people, when they hear that, they will think that that's being selfish, but it's really not. So thank you so much for that.
For sure. I'm kind of learning that you can't love on everybody else if you're forgetting to love on yourself. You start to lack.
Self-care.
You definitely got to start focusing on self. It's not selfish at all.
Come through.
What you got, Mackenzie?
My 2023 motto is going to be self-care. Like they said, I'm going to focus more on myself and who I am, and not focus on everybody else. Be not selfish but selfless, if that makes sense to everybody.
It does.
How old are you again? Jesus.
I'm 20. I'm a mature 20-year-old. Let's just put it like
you're
that.
beyond mature. That ain't the word. Okay. So for me, it is where, I set New Year's resolution, but they're goals. I set goals, and Dr. T, we've been talking about some goals for the show, and you were one of our goals too. So, go, Mackenzie. So goals resolutions to me are goals. And I love when somebody tell me I can't do something, right? Please tell me what I can't do. Or you don't think it's feasible, or you think that it can't happen, or you question me. Oh, that's going to make me go harder.
I'm going to tell everybody, like my mom always tell me, you could do all things through Christ Jesus that strengthens you.
Hey.
That's wild. Hey. But I wanted to go back, y'all. That's absolutely true. I wanted to go back when we talking about writing things, because, like our goals and things. Mm-hmm. The Bible tells us to write the vision and make it plain, right? That's in Habakkuk. But you can write the vision all day and you can make it plain. But if you don't put any footsteps to the vision, it's just words on a board or on the paper. So you have to write the vision and then work the plan.
So what I'm learning though is that you got to speak into existence what you want.
Oh yeah, it's not.
You can't just put it on paper.
Oh yeah.
You got to step to that person, or step to that person that you think that can help you. You got to step and look in their face. What they gonna do? Say no? Okay, they say no. Okay, moving on. Keep it moving. But then you don't have to question how that person feels or your next move. Mm-hmm. The thing what I realize is that people are scared of people saying no. I'm learning to be good with no. I'm in the car business. People tell me no all the time, or they don't call me back, or they this. But see, I look at it like this. It's like you got to step out. You got to put it in existence. You got to come out your mouth. You know, you can't you got to speak it. You got to tell your friends. You tell your certain ones that love you, your friends, or your friends or your family. Talk to them, right? But then if that person, that role model, or that person has what you want, then how can you help me?
Yeah.
That's true, Regina. I agree with that. I think we fear rejection. And I learned that, a lot about that doing this first project. But I think we need to realize that sometimes rejection is actually the blessing. I believe that God does not allow us to open doors that are not for us. And when the only way for you to get to the ones that are for you is, for you to be rejected sometimes.
Yeah. So here's the thing. There is not a formula that we can all just tap into to say, you got to do it like this or you have to do it like that. The best advice that I can give myself is to take one step at a time. Because if I take one step at a time, I'm going to get to the goal. But sometimes we look at the goal, the big picture, and we want to jump right into the finished product of the goal. But you have to do the work to get there.
See, that's the problem, though. People don't want to put in the work. I when I look back at my career being in the car business, I put in the work.
Yeah.
I remember putting flyers on cars, talking to people, telling everybody what I did, right? I just did word of mouth. I asked for referrals. Who you got for me? Well, I'm not looking to buy a car right now, Regina, but who you got for me? You got anybody else? I remember getting up mornings where I went in service, and I worked the service drive. Mm-hmm. I put the little paper mats in the people's cars, and I gave them my card. If they didn't have a salesperson, even, I might say, good morning, how you doing? I bought the donuts twice a week. Mm-hmm. I did that for a while, for years. Mm-hmm. Put the mats in the car, had the donuts for the service advisors. I built that relationship. Mm-hmm. And then and that helped, because when I started doing that, when I was at Urban Pontiac a long time ago, right? When I did that, we're talking about, I had the grandmothers, I started getting their kids, and I'm getting the grandkids. I'm getting all that back now. Mm-hmm. And when somebody say, you know what? I remember back then, I'm like, yeah, because that's what but I had no clue, but that's what I built. But I had no clue I would be here where I am today. Yeah. Because now, I'm not doing the flyer piece of paper. We're talking about flyer piece of paper flyers, right? We're not talking about the postcard flyers. Mm-hmm. So now I had no clue that today I would have TV commercials, radio shows, be blessed with Dr. T. You know what I mean? And want people to do collaborate with me. Mm-hmm. Dr. T was in my text about almost maybe in the fall 2 years ago, right? Mm-hmm. And when I was with this other person on the show, Michael, it was kind of pushed up under the rug. Mm-hmm. And she said, hey, I want to be a guest. I said, okay, we'll get with Michael because Michael schedules, blah, 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 this, that, and other. Well, it never happened. And honestly, I forgot, because I said to Michael a couple of times, because she got with me, Michael, did you get where I'm going to get with her, blah, blah. He never did, right? Never did. And then when I did get with her, her schedule was busy, right? Then Dr. T reached out to me again. And I kept saying, well, I got to have somebody that's going to compliment me. I got to be collaboration, not competition. I got to have somebody, you thinking that, what, I need this. If I can't do this, you can do that. We work so well together and gel together. We come in this morning arguing, talking, but that's what we do. We talk, argue, have fun, laugh. That's what we do, right? We love on each other. But what that is, when I was asking God I said, I need somebody that's going to compliment me. I need somebody that's going to put me in my place and tell me something I don't want to hear, and then I just cuss them out. But now I don't curse using those words. I say, well, you know what? Forget you. Forget you.
Yes, she do. Yes, she do.
We're in the Christian station.
That's why I ain't going to lie, Lord.
Okay. I do use those words. You're right. I do use those bad words. But I just didn't know who it was. I just didn't know.
Look at the Lord, though. God knows exactly what we need when we need it. And so that just, brings me back to my beginning is, what? Life maps. What are we going to do? The Bible says that the Lord knows the plans he has. And so we're just following the plan, right? And so another point that I want to say, I know that we're wrapping up on New Year's Eve, but I also want everybody to be gentle with themselves. A lot of times we compare ourselves to others and think that we should be further along than we are because we see someone else doing what we desire to do. But the thing is, you don't know what it takes for that person to do what they do.
That's a word.
That's it.
And so, a lot of people look at how you move and the things you do, and they desire that, but they don't know the work, the behind the scene work. They don't know the blood, the sweat, the tears that it took to get where you are. So be gentle with yourself. And if I could say one last thing, stop comparing yourself to others. There's only one you. There's no other blueprint, no other handprint that's like yours.
Mic drop on that one. That was a good one. I like that.
So, as we end this wonderful show today, we just want to give you a shout out and say Happy New Year, and do something nice for someone today. Yeah. It doesn't have to always be money. It could be saying I love you. It could be giving that person a hug, or it could be saying I'm proud of you. Hey, Mackenzie, I'm proud of you. Keep going. Keep doing what you do. And I mean that from the heart, because again, we chose you, and with us choosing you, we believe in you, and you're gonna go places that you never could imagine. You going. And you're going to get there quicker because your mom been blessed with people that have loved on you. We all need loved ones, right? People love on us. But I got somebody that loves on me on a daily basis, right? Besides God, she gets on my nerves, right? Every day she gets on my nerves. So shout out again to Dr. T, because she gets on my nerves every day. You know why? Because she puts up with me. She does. And I'm a handful and a half.
Yes,
2 handfuls,
Lord Jesus,
right?
I stay at the altar.
Right.
But listen, there is a meme.
Did you just say that on air?
Yes, there's a meme with this little doll with her hair sticking straight up in the air and her eyes going up. I am imagining the meme. But anyway, it's
so
truly an honor, and I'm looking forward to what 2023 has for us.
So yeah, because we have the podcast, you hear us, but we're going to be doing weekly where you're going to be able to see us too.
Yeah.
So you're going to be able to see us, and then we're also going to be doing podcasts once or twice a month.
Yeah.
We're going to have a location. We're working on that.
So you guys can pull up.
Yeah, so we can pull up. So we can have an audience.
Yeah.
We're about to make this like dope, right? We're going to make it really dope where it's going to be where you're gonna enjoy. You're gonna get the feeling, the love, and we're gonna have giveaways. We're gonna have people to come. Maybe like Miss Meeks to say, hey, you know what? I'm giving away a shirt. I'm giving away this. But speaking of that, wait a minute. Hold on. We forgot to get. What are we gonna do with DJ Cuddy information?
We got some shirts. So we got shirts away in January. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Away in January. Shout out to DJ Cuddy.
And then you need to, if you got your shirts, you can always give us some shirts so we can give them away on the show. That'll help you.
Absolutely. I'm in.
You in? Okay. All right. Go ahead and take us out, Dr. T.
So, as we said, we wish you all a happy and prosperous New Year's Eve, and we're looking forward to spending time with you on New Year's Day. So, we'll see you the same time, same place, right here on Be in the Driver's Seat every Saturday morning, 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. Happy New Year.
Have a good week. Happy New Year.
You've been listening to Be in the Driver's Seat with Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, and mental health expert, Dr. Teresa Moore.
Brought to you by Joe Lunghammer Chevrolet of Waterford.
Be in the Driver's Seat, a Saturday morning mix of cars, credit, and wellness created just for you. From Regina, the Queen of Car Loans, and Dr. Teresa Moore, thank you for listening.